What is up, Lock Talk family? It's game 3 of the Timberwolves versus the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm here to talk about it. Let's recap at least the last video I did. The last video I did was on the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers. My play was to take the first half in the Celtics to cover 2.5. Tyrese Halliburton got called out after my video, and we got a favorable line movement. We were in a good position, but unfortunately, the Pacers just shot lights out in the first half. They shot over 60% from the field goal range, so I mean, that's pretty tough to stop. They ended up whooping them in the first half, but the game just finished. It's 11 o'clock at night right now on Saturday, and man, Celtics just came back and won by 1 point. I thought I didn't cover the game. Like I said in my video, I did say if I was forced to make a pick, I would have done the Celtics spread, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Pacers just covered that game and the Celtics still won. So that's why I went the first half. But hey, nonetheless, let's get it rocking and rolling. On the premium side, we had an amazing day. 4-1 on the day. We had Derek White over 9.5 rebounds and assists. He got 12, and then we went 3-0 on baseball. Put the tickets right here. That's how we did. Nationals, Royals, and Detroit, all blowout winners, and Nationals was a plus 140 winner. But enough of that, guys. Let's talk about this game right here. The Minnesota Timberwolves against the Dallas Mavericks, and all I can say is for this game is, wow, this line has moved a ton. And if you remember last game, I had the Dallas Mavericks +6. I thought it was just way too many points. And in this game, man, the line, Dallas Mavericks are -2.5 favorites. There's a lot of bets actually right now on the Dallas Mavericks let me see if I can pull it up, on the money line actually. So if you look at the money line bets, all of the bets, bigger, like small bets, all on the money. I'm pretty sure it's Dallas money, like parlays, things like that. But a lot of the spread bets, they are all over the Timberwolves at +2.5, which makes sense. But let's talk about it. Why is it where it's at right now? So we take a look at the line movement. The line opened up anywhere from 3 to 3.5. So I think that's a pretty fair line, but it's pretty extreme because you got to remember, usually home court advantage is around a 3-point line. So Dallas Mavericks were 6-point dogs last time out. So if they were in a neutral site court, they would have been maybe a 3-point dog. But going at home, you would think maybe it was an even money bet. So you would think maybe Dallas would be a pick 'em or maybe -1, -1.5. So them being -2.5 to -3 is pretty big. That's a pretty big line adjustment in my opinion. Books thought they opened up as 3. I think it's a little favorable, which is why that line got beat down by the Sharps, or some big money moved them down. It opened up at, you see right here, at 12 a.m. On May 24th, but I don't really know if that line opened up there. Probably opened up sometime this morning. Opened up at 3.5. I'm sorry, opened up at 3.5, and then got beat down all the way to 2.5. So 3.5 is a good line. It's a really good line. I mean, whoever got that early, you're in a good spot. But we got to talk about the line right now. So 2.5, I don't know, fellas. I don't know. I do not know. I think 2.5 might not be enough for me to get too comfortable. Let's see. Let's take a look at how the last game went off. If we look at the last game, we take a look field goal percentage wise, Timberwolves got back to where they should have been, man, at 40%. I said in the last video, they were shooting at 37% the game prior. They shot 41 and still lost. 3-point percentage, very similar. Free throw actually favored the Timberwolves. They got 10 more chances, well, 10 more shots at the strike, and shot at 81%. I guess what kind of hurt them? Let's take a look, man. I mean, I guess the rebounding, a little bit of slightly more rebounding on the Mavericks side. That was 4 more rebounds, so maybe they turned those into points. Let's see. Turnovers were basically identical. Points in the paint were big, much more efficient. So, I mean, it was a close game, which is the reason why Dallas won only by 1 point. I mean, Luka is probably one of the best players to ever play the game, man. I mean, with his movement and like the way they were able to switch off Gobert, I mean, dude, it's a tough one for me to call. They're back at home though, and historically, man, I will say this: Dallas were always a big fade when they were playing back in Dallas, but at big spreads, this is not a big spread. You can obviously bet Dallas money line at -130. It's not terrible, but we look at the spread. I will give you guys one trend that I want to give you guys. So if you're looking at in the playoffs so far, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they are, remember this, 5-1 to the spread away from their home court. Granted, some of these spreads were pretty big. When they played the Nuggets, they were 5.6-point dogs. Being 2.5 is not big. It's basically almost kind of like a pick'em game, but nonetheless, it is at least a one-shot game where they can lose by 2, lose by 1, just like Dallas beat the Minnesota Timberwolves last game, and you can cover. So, what's my answer, man? I think the trend is gonna be your friend in this one. Even though the public's all over the Timberwolves, a lot of money's in the Dallas money line. I think Timberwolves have a chance to win outright. I think that game they had it in their grasp. Unfortunately, Dallas got the switch they wanted. They got Gobert. He shot that miracle 3 and made it in. I think Timberwolves know that game was in their grasp, and being on the road, I think they're gonna be motivated. Their backs against the wall. I think they're gonna fight like an angry animal and possibly win and cover this number. If you can get 3, I will definitely get it. As of right now, I only see 2.5 on most books. Well, maybe at this 2.5 line, maybe there's some movement to 3 and they get back to where they kind of opened it up at 3.5. Obviously, if you get 3.5 at decent odds, -115, -120, I would say definitely take it. -135, -140. I mean, you're really paying some juice for that. I don't know if I would want to do that. I honestly think Minnesota has a chance to win outright. So if you want to be risky, maybe take the money line. But of course, you're gonna say, what in the world made you say this now? Well, I think at a short line where Minnesota's a dog, they've performed very, very well on the road before, especially in the playoffs. And I think these games have been close, man. They've been very close, and I think Timberwolves have a shot to at least cover this 3. So we get a 3 line, I'll definitely take it. So my game pick, if I was to bet this game, give me Minnesota Timberwolves at +3, but right now +2.5. So for the sake of the video, I'll take this. But guys, if you've been on this video from this point, at least shoot your boy a subscribe, like, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. And please, man, if you want the premium plays, go follow me on Instagram, shoot me a DM, or go on my site, purchase all my packages on our site, and I'll get you added to our premium Telegram chat. Hopefully these videos have been helpful. Let's get another dub. And yeah, man, keep on showing love, and I'll keep on coming up here and dropping gems. Let's run it up, baby. Locked Out family, I'll see you on the next one.